Fatiha. السلام عليكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين. مدد يا رسول مدد يا سادة يا أصحاب رسول مدد يا مشايخ الدستور ولا شاء الله فاز حسن شيخ محمد ناظم حقاني مدد. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. بسم الله وجعلنا لباسا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا. صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azze ve Celle buyuruyor, gece sizin istirahat etmeniz için yarattı.
Allah Almighty says, we created the night for you so that you may rest and repose.
Uykuyu da size o da vücudunuz dinlensin diye.
And we created the sleep for you, Allah Almighty says, so that your body may rest.
Yaptık. Allah Azze ve Celle her şeyi güzel yaratmış.
Allah Almighty has created everything in a beautiful manner.
İnsanların ihtiyacı neyse, başka mahlukatların ihtiyacı neyse onu vermiş.
And Allah Almighty gave humanity everything they need. And Allah Almighty gives to every creature everything they need.
Dünyada yaşayan insanlar var, hayvanlar da var. Onlar da bazıları
there are people living in this world, there are animals living in this world, and Allah Almighty provides for all of them.
Geceleyin yatar, bazıları yatmaz.
And among the human beings, as well as among animals, there are some who do not sleep at night, who stay awake at night.
Gece dolaşır. Gece hayatı diyor.
And they say nightlife. They are awake all night and they go around all night.
Gece hayatı iki türlü var.
There are two types of a nightlife.
Bir gece hayatı var ki yatıp kalk istirahat edip kalkıp Allah Azze ve Celle'nin rızası için teheccüd namazı, öteki namazlar.
One nightlife is dedicated for the sake of Allah Almighty, which is performed by going to rest, by first going to rest and sleep and then to wake up at night and then to perform worship and to perform tahajjud prayer and other additional voluntary prayers for the sake of Allah Almighty.
Kılıp sabah namazını eda eder.
To then be vigilant throughout the night and stay awake until Fajr prayer and then perform Fajr prayer.
Ondan sonra yine istirahat ederse eder.
And then after Fajr prayer, one may then rest or stay awake.
Bu makbul olan gece hayatıdır ki.
This is a type of a nightlife which is accepted in the divine presence.
Bu her rekat Ahmet Bedevi Hazretleri der, gündüz kılınan bir rekattan daha aftaldır, daha.
And it is very blessed to worship throughout the night. And Ahmed Bedawi, the great saint, says that the worship, one rakah performed during the night, is worth 1,000 rakats performed during the day.
Sevaptır. Bu müminler için büyük bir fırsattır.
To wake up for the sake of Allah Almighty during the night and to worship Allah Almighty during the night is a great possibility and a great opportunity for the believers.
Onu sabah namazından önce bir 5-10 dakika önce bile kalksa yine o teheccüd olmuş oluyor.
And even if you just wake up 5 or 10 minutes before Fajr, then to wake up during that time and to worship and pray to Allah Almighty is still considered as a tahajjud, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes prior to Fajr time.
İster bir 10 dakika, ister 1 saat, 2 saat önce kalkabilirse.
So one may wake up 5 minutes, 10 minutes before Fajr, 1 hour before Fajr, or if one likes 2 hours before Fajr.
Çoğu insan tabii kalkamıyor. Ne için
But many people, they don't manage to get up during nighttime before Fajr.
Kalkamıyor çünkü vaktinde yatmıyor.
And why is that? Because they don't go to sleep at the right time.
Geliyorlar soruyorlar niye kalkamıyoruz biz?
People come and ask about why don't we wake up for Tahajjud prayer?
Teheccüde kalkamıyoruz. Vaktinde yatmıyorsun.
And the answer is simple, is because that you don't go to sleep at the right time.
Vaktinde yatsan kalkacaksın.
If you went to sleep at the right time, then it will be easy for you to wake up.
Bu kadar zor bir şey değil.
To wake up for Tahajjud is not something difficult.
Söylediğiniz yani bir acayip bir şey değil.
And to wake up for Tahajjud is not something extraordinary or strange.
Sen saat 12'de 1'de yatsan tabii 3'te kalkmak zor olur.
Of course, if you go to bed at 12 or at 1 a.m., then it's going to be difficult for you to wake up again at 3 a.m.
Halbuki en geç 11'de falan yatsa insan rahat kalkar.
However, if one went to bed at the latest at 11 p.m., then it will be easy for you to wake up for Tahajjud.
Bu gündüz faziletlerinden işte dediğimiz gibi çok daha faziletlidir.
The rewards and blessings to be gained during nighttime through worship are far greater than the blessings and the rewards to be gained throughout daytime.
Gecede kılınan namaz çok daha fazla Allah Azze ve Celle'nin makbul olan ibadettir.
To pray during nighttime and to worship Allah Almighty during nighttime is an act that is much more acceptable in the divine presence compared to the prayers performed during daytime.
İkinci dediğimiz gece hayatı Allah muhafaza etsin, Allah ona müptela olanda kurtarsın.
And however, there's also a second type of a nightlife, and that type of nightlife, may Allah Almighty protect us from that kind of nightlife and save those who have been struck by the affliction of leading such a type of a nightlife.
Yatmaz o. Onlar hiç yatmaz.
There are people who stay up all night and do not rest and do not go to bed throughout the entire night, but at the same time they do not worship Allah Almighty.
Ta ki ezan okunana kadar ya yapana kadar tepinir, eder, içer, bilmem ne yapar.
And that second type of nightlife describes those people who stay up all night, who do all kinds of things throughout the nighttime. They drink and do all kinds of terrible things. And then when Fajr, and then they stay up during the entire night up until Fajr without worshipping Allah Almighty.
Ondan sonra ezan oldu vakti daha önce yatar.
And then they go to bed when Fajr time comes, when the time for the adhan for Fajr comes, they go to bed.
Onlar işte Allah muhafaza etsin. O gece hayatı iyi olmayan bir hayattır ki.
And that type of nightlife is a nightlife which is not good.
İnsanın vücuduna da ruhaniyetine de
to lead such a nightlife harms both your body as well as your spirituality.
Zarar veren bir hayattır.
To lead such a life damages your body and it damages your spirituality.
Çünkü uykunun da zamanı fayda olan zamanı var.
For sleep to be beneficial, there are certain times to be respected when one should sleep.
Fayda olmayan zamanı da var.
And there are also times when the benefit of sleep diminishes.
İşte fayda olmayan uyumadan daha en kıymetli vakitleri kötü vaziyette geçirir.
And there is no benefit in staying up all night without worshiping Allah Almighty and spending the entire night in bad states and then going to sleep when Fajr time comes. There's no benefit in such a sleep.
Hem vücudu için iyi olmuyor hem ruhaniyet için de daha beter
This is not good for your body, and it is much worse for your spirituality.
oluyor. Sevap kazanacağına o kadar da günah kazanmış oluyor.
Because such people spend their nights during a blessed time when there are so many rewards to be obtained through the worship of Allah Almighty, but instead of collecting those rewards and blessings, they spend their entire night doing bad things in bad states, and instead of collecting those blessings and rewards, they collect sin upon sin.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us from such a state.
İnsan vücuduna dikkat etmesi lazım.
People must take care of their bodies.
Ne kadar yapabilirse onu Allah Azze ve Celle o şeyi vermiş insana. Ne yapacağını, ne edeceğini insanoğlu için vücudunu ona göre yaratmış Allah Azze ve Celle.
And Allah Almighty created the human body just the way the human body needs to be. The human body has been created the way in order to serve the human's needs, and it has been endowed with everything, and Allah Almighty has bestowed everything to the human body in order to fulfill one's needs.
Yapamam diyenler şey olunca şeytanın yolunda olunca yaparlar. Allah yolunda olunca şeytan men eder. Onun için
And Allah Almighty has given you the capabilities and the abilities to your body to do all the things Allah Almighty wants you to do. But when it comes to doing those things which Allah Almighty wants you to do, it's difficult for your ego, and then people don't do those things which Allah Almighty orders, even though Allah Almighty has given the capability and the ability to do all those things He has ordered. But when it comes to worldly things or the things that the ego desires, then people do all kinds of things. But when it comes to those things Allah Almighty has requested, people don't do them.
Zor olur gece kalkıp sabah namazına kalkmak, biraz değil çok zor olur insanlar için.
Then for people it is difficult, for example, to wake up before Fajr for Tahajjud, or it's difficult for them to wake up for Fajr at all.
Allah muhafaza etsin. Allah yapmayanlara da nasip etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us and preserve us, and may Allah Almighty enable those who yet don't do these things to do them.
Boşuna geçmesin.
May Allah Almighty protect people to not spend their lives, their nights for nothing, but to perform their worship during night and to perform Fajr prayer.
Hem vücudu için sıhhat olsun, hem ruhaniyet için.
May they not waste their nights, and may it be a blessing and a benefit and health for their bodies as well as for their spirituality.
Makbul olsun inşallah.
And may it be accepted in the divine presence.
Ve minallah tevfik. El Fatiha.